हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः
सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.
And has done his MA in Culture and History from Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He was associated with Bhagwan for 10 years at Prashantinilayam and Vrindavan. He had worked as a teaching faculty in Sri Satya Sai Central School, Prashantinilayam. He has been appointed as the chairman of Sri Satya Sai Seva Trust, Chokadi since 2017. He has been blessed to sing both Ramakatha and Sai Katha in front of Swami several times. And the most important qualification that a true bhajan singer needs to have is simplicity and humility. And that's the correct address or the correct description for our today's guest, who is going to present us, who is going to make the satsang lively and present us with the topic Saral Bhav Se Sai Bhajo. I request Sri Lakshmi Narayan Kote sir to kindly take over and make the today's satsang a lively one. Jai Sai Ram.
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा श्री साई देवा दया करो हरि नारायण हरिनारायण करुणा सागर नारायण करुणा सागर नारायण पंकज नयना पन्नगशयना पंकज नयना पन्नगशयना श्री वासुदेव नारायण पाप विनाश प्रशांति वास पाप विनाश प्रशांति वास वर्तिपुरी साई नारायण परमानंद नारायण परमानंद नारायण दया करो हरिनारायण करुणा सागर नारायण Om Sri Sai Ram. I offer my humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our mother Sai. My pranams also to my parents, without whom I wouldn't have been in front of you. Respected elders, dear brothers and sisters of Sai family, Sai Ram to all of you. It is a great privilege that you gave on me to participate in this Mahayajnam Bhajan Mahotsav. First of all, let me thank all the organizers, the state president, the district presidents, and all the office bearers. Jai Sai Ram. भजो मधुर हरिनाम निरंतर भजो मधुर हरिनाम भजो मधुर हरिनाम निरंतर भजो मधुर हरिनाम सरल भाव से साई भजो मधुर भाव से बाबा भजो सरल भाव से साई भजो मधुर भाव से बाबा भजो हरि ही सुख है हरि ही शांति हरि ही सुख है Hari Shanti, Hari Prashanti Nivasi Ram. Hari Prashanti Nivasi Ram. Bhajo Madhura Harinam Nirantara. Bhajo Madhura Harinam. Om Shri Sai Ram. The topic which is selected for today's satsang is simplicity and humility, the hallmark of a Sai singer. Very beautiful topic. I feel personally to understand these two concepts, we should experience the life of Bhagavan. When you see him, the way he talks to us, how Madhura it is and how Saral it is, or I even go to the extent of telling that even the food that he is taking, the dress he is wearing, or the way he is living, or the way the mandir where he is living, it is so simple, and it shows how humble and how simple Bhagavan is. He is always a role model for all of us. To prove his simplicity and humility, to understand, I would like to explain an incident. Of course, the brother will be talking about this later in this Mahotsav, but I feel it is wrong on my part if I don't mention this. In our batch, he was my batchmate. I will not be mentioning his name now. A beautiful singer was there. And you know, he happens to sing Sai Bhajana Vina. All of us were there. You know, Swami loved it. Swami enjoyed it so much that every day Swami used to ask him. And one day in the Purnachandra auditorium, he sang after the discourse. I think it was during Navaratri day. Of all that happened, after returning to the mandir, the boy reaches there and Swami asks that boy, how was my singing? Then he asks, was it all right? Then he goes to the extent of saying that, thank you, Lord of the universe. He comes to our level and he expresses himself and becomes a role model. I always feel that it is a greatest boon to be a bhajan singer in the Sai Darbar. It is the greatest fortune of a singer singing the glory of the Lord whenever he wanted us to sing. Bhagavan always wanted a Sai bhajan singer to be very simple and humble. After all, it is the greatest service that a bhajan singer can do for Swami. Swami always said, a bhajan singer is like a bridge connecting two roads. You see how important a bridge is. In the same way, a singer connects all the Sai devotees sitting behind him to the Lord who is sitting in front of him. Or he can also say that he is a Purohit or a Pujari in the temple. What does the Pujari do? Whenever the devotees come to the temple, he does the prayer on behalf of the devotees who come to the temple, and it is a responsibility given to a bhajan singer by Swami. The Sai bhajan, as you know, it is the rarest of all. Nowhere in the world you can find Sai bhajans like Sai bhajans, where the gents sit on one side, the ladies sit on the other side, keeping Swami in front all the time, think of him, pray for him, where the singer comes in the middle and represents all the devotees to Bhagavan. So I feel all the Sai bhajan singers should have the greatest gratitude to Sai. By taking the responsibility of a singer, one should be very, very careful. He should follow all the disciplines that Swami has laid. Otherwise, I won't say Swami gets upset, but he gets displeased. For example, to give an example of my own life, it so happened that during Navaratri time, Purnachandra auditorium was full, and Swami was in Mandir. Swami sent word that the bhajans should start. So I was to sing the first bhajan on Vinayaka. So I sang the bhajan with a alap. Ambika tanaya अमराधीश्वरा अगणित गुणगण आनंद सागरा पाहि गजानन दीनावना. It so happened that when I was giving the alapan, my throat got crackled. So there was a disturbance in the bhajan. As usual, Swami came to the Purnachandra auditorium. He signaled to me to go in front of him. Then he said, turn on to the other side. He turned himself towards me, that is towards the back of the devotees. His face became harsh. He scolded me left, right. Is this the responsibility that you are taking? There are thousands of devotees listening to you. Is it correct on your part to make such mistake? Don't you have any responsibility? Have you practiced and come? Have you selected the right song? I didn't know what to tell. I just said, Swami, pardon me, I'm sorry. This is the responsibility he bestows on all the Sai singers, because there are thousands of devotees. They follow whatever you sing. Whatever the feeling that you have, the same feeling is expressed by them towards God. There will be many devotees who will be having so many problems, so many prayers. They cannot express in any other way, but they can express it by singing. That happens only when a lead singer sings well, and when everybody sings in a synchronized manner, it reaches Bhagavan, and we can feel the happiness, bliss, and the vibrations that he gives us back. I feel that is the blessing. A singer always think before he selects a bhajan. He should question himself whether this bhajan will be liked by Swami. Practice a minimum of 10 times before he sings. Vocal practice is a must. I remember all the singers during those periods, we used to go to the auditorium or music room by 4 a.m. in the morning and practice seriously, giving some training to the vocal. To tell you very frankly, I don't have any musical background. If at all you recognize me as a singer, it is all because of Swami, because of his love, because of his grace, or because of his blessings. You know, when you sing a bhajan, bhavam is very, very important. You know, it is a fantastic meal without a salt if you don't have bhavam. Swami always says, music is full when only combined with bhavam, ragam, and talam. Surely, it is due to his inspiration and blessings that the singers be able to become his instruments as singers. When you sing a bhajan, I feel we should virtualize Bhagavan in front of us and understand the wordings. The singing should be from the heart and not from the lips. And during the bhajan session, the bhajan should not become monotonous. There should be varieties. Initially, it may be slow, then it should be a medium paced bhajans, then it should be faster. You know, even in the bhajan hall, Swami, suppose it is not to the time of the session, abruptly he'll stop. It's understood that we should be careful in the next time. But sometimes, you know, just to respond to the devotees, though he used to be there, he used to sit in the bhajan hall. In the middle of the bhajan, he would go out just to make the devotees happy. The singer, he is sitting inside, he feels that, oh God, Swami is not happy with me, that's why he has gone out. But after the bhajan session, when he go out, when the devotees discuss the majesty of Bhagavan during that bhajan, you know, he's there to give bliss both to a singer as well as devotees. That's why it said it should be always from heart and from the lips. And he used to tell us, you should sing like Subbulakshmi. Now, when Subbulakshmi sings, she forgets herself and totally involves in the song. Always he used to tell us, he used to remind us that you are representing the devotees. And when he is happy, whenever the guests come, he would ask, how are my boys singing? Naturally, they'll tell, Swami, they sing so well because they are your children. It is 100% true. But Swami will praise us. Praise us just to inspire us, but not to boost our ego. Here, you have to think of one very, very important thing. It so happened that Swami was upset with the hostel boys, and he was not talking to any of the boys. He was ignoring the boys. He used to finish off the darshan before the hostel boys would come. Then even in the bhajan hall, just before the arati would come, ask the pujari to give the arati and push-off. We all used to feel so bad that he is ignoring us. So that time he would ask, see, just because you have committed a mistake, why you sing such songs as Anathabandhu, Dina Bandhava, and such bhajans? There are thousands of devotees who have not done any mistake. So it is a greater responsibility of a singer to understand the situation. It may be that even the singer may have different moods, but he should be out of it and represent the devotees. On the whole, I feel that we should make Swami happy. Of course, we derive the happiness and bliss from Swami, but the expressions that he gives us when we sing well, it is again a bliss on us. Actually, he prepares each singer to come to that stage. I joined my pre-university course at Vrindavan in 1976. From my childhood, I used to sing in Samiti Bhajans. When I joined the college at Vrindavan, there were hardly 80 boys in the hostel, and we were all staying in dormitories, numbering 40s, 30s, 15s, like that. Swami used to come to all our rooms. Swami even used to come to our classes. And inquire our well-beings. Swami used to talk to each one of us, make us comfortable. Every day in the evening session, we used to have bhajans from boys. He used to pick up each singer to sing particular bhajan decided by him, but he never asked me to sing. I used to sing in the hostel bhajans. The wardens, the boys, students, they should appreciate and they say, Kote, you sing very well. That's okay, that's fine. But Swami never asked me to sing. It is not that he does know. Now, it is a usual custom in Vrindavan hostel. Whenever Swami is there in Vrindavan, food used to be taken from the hostel to the dining hall to Swami by two boys in turns. So I also got this opportunity. After Swami has his food, he would ask us to sit on the table. He would serve himself to all of us, make us eat full. Then he would ask me to sing. So I used to sing. Then he would say, good, you sing very well. Sing in the hostel. It went on for an year. It was a big question mark in my mind. There was a big pond where the present hostel is standing. I was sitting on the steps leading to the pond. There was a news that Swami is coming on the next day. So my, anxiety to sing for Swami was so much. I was praying Swami so much that spontaneously I started singing a bhajan. Jaya Ma, Jaya Ma, Jagadishwari, Sai Ma, Jaya Ma, Jaya Ma, Jagadishwari, Sai Ma, Jagadishwari, Maheshwari, Saishwari, Sai Ma, Jagadishwari, Maheshwari, Saishwari, Sai Ma, Jaya Ma, Jaya Ma, Jagadishwari, Sai Ma, Jaya Ma, Jaya Ma, Jagadishwari Sai Ma, Jagadishwari Maheshwari Saishwari Sai Ma, Jagadishwari Maheshwari Saishwari Sai Ma, Jagadishwari Maheshwari Saishwari Jagadishwari Maheshwari Saishwari Jaya Jagadishwari Sai. Swami came on the next day to Vrindavan. As usual, we had the bhajan session with Swami, and the time had come. He asked me to sing, and I sang this bhajan, which is given by him. He felt so happy. We all could make out he was very pleased. And during the summer course of 1977, he was so kind and gracious that every alternate day he made me sing this bhajan. I too was so happy, so inspired that he brought me into the track of a bhajan singer. A bhajan is one where the singer is in front of the devotees, facing the Lord. Whereas when Swami wants the boys give concert, he wants them to be on the stage. And the boys, we were all so happy, so lucky that after 1978, he gave such opportunities to. Earlier, the boys like Mr. Rupa Chankoti, his brother Hirak Chankoti, HR Venkatesh, Rupak Sharma, brother Sonam, myself, we all happened to give so many concerts due to his love that was showered on us, not because we were great singers, but Swami was always proud to introduce his students. You know, he made myself and Hirak sing Ram Katha so many times. You know, he made us practice during the bhajan sessions and during the festivals like birthdays, Navaratri, or any other occasion. He made us sing on the stage at Purnachandra Auditorium. Whenever he wanted us to give concerts, sorry, he would call us to the interview room. Just mention, see, the birthday has come or the Dasara has come. So what should you do? No, he'll look blankly on the wall on top, seeing our reaction. And we used to be so happy and tell Swami will give music. And he wanted that answer from us also. And he would choose the songs. And he used to involve himself so much. It is the experience of the bhajan singers. But to the drama boys, it is the other way. He would call them and ask them, see, Dasara has come, or birthday has come, or the convocation has come. So what should you do? So those boys will tell, some Swami will have drama. So somebody will be the in charge of the drama, and he will be given the responsibility of writing the dialogues. And here too, he will ask us to prepare after choosing the bhajans, and he will guide us personally, calling us to the interview room or to the green room in the Purnachandra Auditorium, or sometimes he used to take us to Vrindavan and have practice there in Mrs. Ratanalal's house or in the hostel, sea floor. He would walk up to sunroom in sea floor and be with us. And he would ask each one to sing, and if at all any correction is there, he would correct. So 60th birthday, I was asked to sing the Jayadeva Kriti, Radhika Krishna Radhika. So he made me sing. I sang it. The music boys played their role. He then wanted the variations, the kamakas in it, which I didn't know. But then he would teach me personally. Tava virahe Keshava. Then he would tell, no, you should sing like this. Then he will sing and then let me sing again. Tava virahe Keshava Radhika Krishna Radhika. Every singer used to be corrected like this. And he was very particular about our sitting postures and our expressions. He would tell us that we should sit straight and should not make any faces, twist the mouth, things like that. So we had a beautiful singer. We used to call him as Gandasala of our team. His singing style was just like Gandasala, full of bhavam. But then he had that weakness of the expression. Then he asked me to get a mirror. So everybody was wondering why Swami has to ask for mirror. So I gave the mirror to Swami, and the brother was sitting just in front of Swami. You know what Swami did? He just called him by keeping his lotus feet on his leg and showing the mirror on his face, so that he'll see the faces that he's making. Then he told us, see, there are thousands of devotees sitting in front of you. The presentation should be perfect. The expression should be perfect. Your bhavam should be so much that it should be so appealing to the devotees, because they also go through the wordings that you sing, and they also sing inside for me. Imagine the deepest meanings to the expressions that he gave us. It is inexplicable. Sorry, very sorry. And when we give these variations, even Swami would involve. We could make out when he is closing and enjoying himself. His vocal cord will go up and down, which means that he is also singing with us. And sometimes he will sing openly too. For example, during our days, we were made to sing alap before each bhajan. There were two things that Swami used to be very, very pleased. One is with the alap, the other one is reaching the highest note. And one such example I'll give you. I'll sing the full song. Hara Hara Shankara Samba Sada Shiva Isha Andava Priyakara Chandrakaladhara Isha Mahesha Ambaguha Lambodara Vandita Isha Mahesha Tunga Himachala Shringanivasita Isha Paresha Hara Hara Shankara Samba Sada Shiva Isha Mahesha Isha Mahesha Saisha Mahesha Saisha Mahesha Saisha Mahesha Hara Hara Shankara Samba Sada Shiva Isha Swami's expression would be, he'll be closing eyes and expecting this man would reach the highest note or not. It used to be so exciting, and from Swami's point of view, it is playful. We used to enjoy such incidents. Today I am singing C sharp. Actually, one day brother Sonam had given me D sharp, 2.5 pancham. I didn't know how I sang. I am sure it is because of Swami's grace I could reach that note. And while singing Ramkatha, personally, he guided us to sing, myself and Hiro, brother, in singing Ramkatha, where the words come, Kala Kala Lade Sita Ram. There we have to give the turnings and the variations. Kala Kala Lade Sita Ramula Kala Kala Lade Sita Ramula Kala Kala Lade Sita Ramula Kannulu Ramulu Karisinevi Ramakathanu Vinadaya Iha Parasukhamulu Nosagi Sita Ramakathanu Vinadaya. So, see, Swami used to involve himself so much that though he is sitting closely hearing to us, he used to involve. That shows how much involvement we also should have in the song which he has given to us. Sometimes the involvement used to be so much in him that the tears used to roll down from his tears. we used to think maybe he was thinking himself as a Rama during those days. And the satisfaction of us all, it cannot be explained. It is only enjoyed, experienced. Now, please tell me if I'm crossing the limit of the time.
Yes, sir. Sairam. Sure.
Silence. The discipline part of it. The bhajan singer should be presentable in his appearance. He should be cleanly dressed, preferably in white dress. The whiteness shows the purity. So Swami says you should wear whites. The bhajan singer should always in advance to the place and seated. Swami used to tell that while sitting for the darshan, there should be a minimum of distance between the singers and the devotees, because the vibrations always pass through. The singer's mind should be calm, thinking of Swami. He should be always straight and not shaking his body. The place of the bhajan should be neat and tidy. The decoration should be very, very simple, and there should not be any pomp and show. There should be perfect harmony between the singer, the talam player, the percussionist, and others. And the followers also should sing full throated. Swami always says the faith that one has should be very strong, and it should not be part-time devotion. You know, Swami used to always tell boys that you're all you all have part-time devotion in front of me, but when you go from here, you don't have any devotion, and you do whatever you like. No, it should not be like that. It is our part of life. So the faith should be very strong, and the devotion should not be part-time. After the bhajan, this is very, very important. After the bhajan, there should be perfect silence. There should not be any noise, any talking. Swami says, The vibrations, whatever you have gathered in the bhajan, should be taken home so that it lasts long. Now, a question arises. Any qualification is required for a bhajan singer? In a way, yes. How? He should be a singer who sings in bhavam, ragam, and thalam. Otherwise, the whole bhajan collapses and nobody can enjoy. Is there any age bar restrictions? Swami says everybody should sing, young and the old, no sex barrier. You should not think that it's all after 60 years. Till then, you'll see after 6 years, till then I have my own responsibility to do. No, there is no time actually. Any time you can, any place you can pray or any place, anytime you can sing Swami's bhajan so that you get immersed in his love. You cannot say tomorrow, that tomorrow will never come. Now then he says, should we worship only Swami? Swami never said you worship only me. Any form. It may be Rama, it may be Krishna, it may be Mata, it may be Swami, anybody, but you should have devotion towards God. That is very, very important. And we should evolve ourselves to his height. God said, Swami says, you are also God. Only thing is that I know that I am God. You haven't realized it. So take it as a sadhana to evolve yourself in Adhyatma. No doubt there may be problems, but the problems should not come as a hindrance. It should be always taken as test. As Swami always tells, pleasure is an interval between two pains. It's only when we undergo the pain, we understand the importance of pleasure. Swami said, never said, pain is an interval between two pleasures. He always said, pleasure is an interval between two pains. Then comes the criticisms. I don't know whether I should touch this point, but it is natural. When we are in the society, it is but natural to be criticized. Again, there you can have two types of criticism. One is constructive, the other one is destructive. The constructive criticism you should welcome and start practicing on it. Destructive criticism you should avoid. I'll tell you to give an example in Swami's life. It so happened, we are all the students of Vrindavan in 1976, and there was a movement. One is Dr. Kovur from Sri Lanka, and one Mr. H. Narasimhaya, who was the Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University. They were against the miracles, and they used to write all sorts of articles in newspapers, give speeches in public forum, and one day it so happened, that Kovur came to Vrindavan outside campus, and started telling against Swami. And he materialized watches and golden chains. One Mr. Raman Rao, you all must be knowing, from Hyderabad. He was young and energetic then. He became so furious, and he went to the spot and started banging Mr. Kaur, Dr. Kaur, and others who were supporting them. Then came running to the dining hall upstairs in Vrindavan. I was there myself, the witness, because that day we had that chance of taking food from hostel to Swami. We all had our food. By then, Mr. Raman Rao came with so much of anger in him and told Swami that, Swami, such and such a thing is happening there. We should do something. And Swami was so quiet, calm, as if nothing has happened. He just listened to him and asked him, see, he is telling something against me. Now, who has given the right to go there and argue with them? You may be having love towards me, but did I ask you to go there? What right do you have to go there and argue with them? Then he also said something, but then Swami cut his all arguments and made him sit in a corner. And Swami asked him, did you have food? He said, Swami, how can I have food? Then Swami made him cool, be cool, and after 5-15 minutes, Swami asked Mr. Radhakrishna to serve him. In the sense, it has two lessons. We are no one to tell anything about Swami to the world. That's one thing. Secondly, when you have your food, you should be very, very calm. Because Swami says, when you have your food, whatever the thought you have in your mind, it continues to be there, and even after it gets digested, it will be there in your system. So we always take food as prasadam, and that's why we offer Brahmarpanam to the Lord. It is the significance of doing Brahmarpanam.
Sairam, sir.
Sairam.
You asked me to remind you about the time.
Yes. So should I stop now?
Sir, yes, we can do it in 1 or 2 minutes. We can.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry. Very sorry.
Yes. Sir, it is the divine bliss. Time we can't control.
Right. So I'll when you speak about Swami, we cannot control. It goes on and on, and 24 hours will not be sufficient for us. In the end, I would like to sing a shloka which Swami used to like so much and made me to sing many a time. Sai Rama Namostute Sai Krishna Namostute Shiradi Sai Namostute Parti Baba Namostute Parti Baba Namostute. Om Sri Sai Ram. I offer this humble session with the divine lotus of Bhagavan. And it's an opportunity for me to have a chance like this before the special devotees of Odisha, because Swami always considered the Sevadal of Odisha special. I remember when I was inside during the festival times, the Sevadal from Odisha used to come and they used to take the responsibility of cleaning around the Prashant Nilayam without even coming for darshan or bhajan. So Swami used to go in the car after bhajan to all these places and give darshan to them. And after the festival, Swami used to call only the Odisha Sevadal, make them sit, give prasadam, Pada Namaskar, and make them happy and send. I think the older devotees must be having the experience of Swami. I am grateful and thankful to all the organizers, the state president, the district presidents, the trust chairman, and all the Sai brothers and sisters of Odisha. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Sai Ram, to all of you. Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sir. It was indeed a very, very blissful session that we had this evening. It was like an cherry on the ice cream. It was really, really wonderful for all of us. Sir, we have been receiving a lot of messages on the comment box asking you to sing this beautiful bhajan, Anupama Sundara. Would it be possible, sir?
Yes, yes, why not? Sai Ram. Anupama Sundara was composed by brother Sonam Gyamso Bhutia. It was, we were recording in the basement of the college auditorium in the midnight. Suddenly, he called me, Kote, I have composed a bhajan for you, and I'm sure you will like it. And Anupama Sundara, this is a bhajan. Anupama Sundara Nanda Kishora Vrindavan Ghanashyam Murali Madhava Radhe Govinda Murali Madhava Radhe Govinda Madhusudana Ghana Shyam Satya Sai Sundara Shyam Madhusudana Ghana Shyam Satya Sai Sundara Shyam Vrunda Vihari Mandara Giridhari Vrunda Vihari Mandara Giridhari Kamalanayana Bhagavan Kamalanayana Bhagavan भक्तों के प्रभु परतीश्वर साई भक्तों के प्रभु परतीश्वर साई नटवर सुंदर श्याम सत्य साई सुंदर श्याम नटवर सुंदर श्याम सत्य साई सुंदर श्याम अनुपम सुंदरा नंद किशोरा वृंदावन
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for obliging our request. Indeed, it was a beautiful 1 hour time, and every one of us over here have felt we are in the corridors of Prashantanilaya. We could experience the divine presence of Bhagwan in this session. It is indeed a really, really beautiful session, sir. And the topic aptly suits. I think Swami perfectly chooses his instruments, and the topic has been chosen perfectly for you. And we are really, really very, very thankful for being with us today. I now request Sri Madhusudan Rao Mosa, who has retired as the Under Secretary to the Governor of Odisha, but his introduction is much better known for his simplicity and humility. His passion for bhajans is unparalleled even today. Mosa probably has attended all bhajans all over Bhubaneswar. I request Sri Madhusudan Rao Mosa to give the Ashirvachanam and words of advice to the august gathering present here. Sairam Mosa.
ओम श्री साईराम आम समस्तंकर परम आराध्य परम प्रेममय भगवान बाबा पाद पद्म मोर शतकोटी विनम्र प्रणाम ए ऑनलाइन माध्यम जोड़ी होइथिबा सम्मानीय राज्य सभापति महोदय गुरुजन वृंद संगठन कर्मकर्ता भाई और भौणी एवं विशेषकर अग्रगायक और गायिका मान मो सप्रेम साईराम आम समस्ते जानू भगवान बाबा तंकर मिशन ये भजन ही आरंभ करथिले मानस भजरे गुरुचरण दुस्तर भवसागर तरणम संगठन जिते गुड़े कार्यक्रम अच्छी केवल भजन ही लोक मान मनरे भरपूर आनंद सृष्टि करिथाए शांति और प्रेम स्थापन भजन ही एक माध्यम यही कली जुगे भक्त मान मन अशांति भय और उदास भाव दूर करने भजन गायन करने गोटे महत सेवा अटे प्रत्येक श्रोता मन दिव्य चेतना जागृत करने भजन गायक मान दायित्व अटे ये भजन रे अनेक अन्य भजन अपेक्षा श्रृंखला को सर्वोच्च स्थान दि जाएगी तेणु यथेष्ट श्रृंखला पर ध्यान दे प्रेमर सहित भावर सहित केवल भगवान आम हृदय वीणार भजन परिवेशन करने उचित भजन परिवेशन करने जो मैंने सुजोग पाई से माने बाबा द्वारा चयनित होती भाव उचित से जड़े गायक बा गायिका भाव दरकार जे मु जो भजन गाइबार सुजोग पाई मोर परिवेशन किपरि भगवान को प्रीत हेब से मोर प्रेम भाव भक्ति भाव और श्रृंखला परिपुष्ट होगा दरकार प्रभु होचंदी ज्ञान लला तेणु ज्ञान लला को प्रीत करने आम हृदय मध्य से भावना झंकृत होगा दरकार आम समस्त से समर्पण भाव रहिले भजन केबे भी ओठर न बाहरी हृदय मध्य बाहर अनेक समय किसी प्रशंसा द्वारा आम एते मात्रा उत्फुल्ल हो उठू ता आम मन में बड़िमा और गर्व भाव सृष्टि करए आम गोटे कथा मन रखा उचित जेहेतु स्वामी मो भितर अच्छी और जदि मोर परिवेशन ताको छुई थाए ता मूल होचंदी स्वामी भगवान को पाद पद्म एति प्रणति जणाइबे से आम मान अबारित कृपा बारी वर्षण करंतु एवं आम जीवन प्रत्येक क्षेत्र में तार अदृश्य अभयहस्त को रखि थांतु ये अवसर में भगवान बाबा को मोर गभीर कृतज्ञता जणाइबी जे एभली एक महोत्सव में मोर हृदय भाषा को व्यक्त करने एक महान सुजोग प्रदान करछंती मोर आंतरिक शुभेच्छा जनाऊछि ये महोत्सव को अति सुंदर और हृदयस्पर्शी भाव में सजाई भाई भौणी विशेषकर अग्रगायक और गायिका मान शेष ये परिवेश को नहीं मन पड़ुवा गोटे पुराणा भजन रूप पदे टिके से पुराणा स्वर शुणे और वक्तव्य के विराम देवी साई राम की दरबार में गाओ साई बाबा की दरबार में गाओ, मधुर मधुर संगीत सुनाओ, मधुर मधुर संगीत सुनाओ, साईं राम की दरबार में गाओ। वीणा वेणु मृदंग बजाओ, वीणा वेणु मृदंग बजाओ, साई सुधारस सबको पिलाओ, साई सुधारस सबको पिलाओ, साई सुधारस सबको पिलाओ, साई राम की दरबार में गाओ। साई राम।
शांति शांति शांतिः। समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। शांति शांति शांतिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।